So welcome to our paper. We are continuing with our ATD003, August 2023. This is entrepreneurship and communication. So select a situation where a sole proprietorship is regarded as a favorable form of ownership. Remember, we have so many forms of business ownership, but here we are being given situations. And then out of these situations that we've been given, we select one that can make you conclude that our sole proprietorship is favorable. And remember, sole proprietorship is a business that only belongs to one person. You are the own boss, you are the own employee, you make everything by yourself. So out of the 4 choices that we have number 1. It can only be favorable where the owner prefers autonomy in decision making. Now that you are the own boss and the own manager and the own everything, that means the situation that will make you say sole proprietorship is favorable is when you prefer autonomy in decision making, because you make the decisions on your own. You don't depend on anyone to make you the decisions. You don't depend on anyone to give you information. Rather, it's you with your head, with yourself, and your thinking, and make the decisions in all aspects of the business, just because the business only belongs to you or only belongs to one person. And then we have number 12, identify a business expansion strategy. Out of the 4 choices there, which one reflects a business expansion strategy? Definitely it's B. You can see my answers are in bold. The ones which are in bold are the answers. So I'm only picking the answers. I'm not reading all the choices, but rather I'm picking the answers. So you can see B is bold, which is acquisition, merger and acquisition. That is a business expansion strategy, because remember, in acquisition, a company buys either all, or if it's not all, some parts or some section of shares of another company. Depends on the agreement the company has with the other company that is being bought. So what happens in acquisition, you can decide to buy the whole of the organization, or you get a good percentage of shares, like 50% and above. So if you get 50% and above shares of the other company, that means you'll have full control of the other company. But what happens here, once a company has been acquired, then these 2 companies become a new entity. So how they become a new entity now that you will have acquired at some other processes, some other businesses, some other ways of doing businesses. At the end of the day, it's like you're increasing on your bottom line, on whatever you're already operating in. So that means you're going to expand your business, you expand your market share, you expand your profits, and so many things. So when you identify a business expansion strategy, out of the 4 choices we have, it's acquisition. Sorry for that. And then we have number 13. Which of the following challenges faced by entrepreneurs is related to poor infrastructure? And poor infrastructure is related to either transport or even communication services. So out of the 4 choices that we have, you can see my bold has become letter D. So I've bolded letter D, which is inaccessible markets. Inaccessible markets, because that is something connected to roads. That is something connected to infrastructure. So the challenge that is faced by entrepreneur, which is related to poor infrastructure, is inaccessible markets. And inaccessible markets could come as a result of having poor roads, networks. Maybe the areas where you're supposed to make deliveries or to make your distribution there, roads are very poor. So at the end of the day, customers will keep on complaining. Either they get their products late, or maybe sometimes if it's delicate products, they get their products damaged, something of that sort. So letter D is our choice for number 13. And then we have number 14. Select the statement that describes a business incubator from the following. First of all, who is a business incubator? A business incubator, it can be a person, an individual person, or a company or an organization that supports these startups, so maybe small business, so to say. So out of the 4, the statement that describes who an incubator is statement D. You see it's in bold. It says process of nurturing startups to become self-sustaining. So that is the role, or that is the duty of incubators. So an incubator is a person. It can be a person, an individual person, or a company that basically funds these startups or small businesses for purposes of helping them grow and maybe become established, become sustained in the business environment. So out of the 4 statements, the only one that describes who a business incubator is statement D, a process of nurturing startups to become self-sustaining. And then we have number 15. Which of the following factors enhances competitive advantage of a new venture? A new venture is a new business. It's an opportunity that you recently maybe discovered and embraced it. Maybe you just started investing on it. So out of the 4 factors, which one enhances competitive advantage? Remember, you're talking about a new business opportunity or a new venture. So out of the 4, you have unique products. If the business is new and you can be in a position to produce unique products compared to the rest of the competitors in the market, then that will give a competitive advantage. So that is our answer. And then we have number 16. Which of the following is a quality of a good business opportunity? Which of the following is a quality of a good business opportunity? A good business opportunity definitely is the one that will give you profit, is the one that will give you returns, is the one that will be aligned with the objectives in simple terms. So out of these 4 choices here, the one that represents a quality of a good business opportunity is number C, letter C, sorry, which is enough skilled labor. Choosing an opportunity that you have enough skilled employees or enough skilled labor. That means you can be able to produce everything on time, everything to be in quality, and everything to be as per how it's supposed to be. So that can make a business opportunity to be good, rather than venturing into an opportunity whereby you will be lacking the skilled labor. Laborers will be there, yes, but they're not skilled. What happens? Who is going to help you do the processes, the procedures? If it's maybe production, are you going to meet up with the quality standards? Are you going to meet up with the expectations of the customer? If you do not have the skilled labor, no. But at least when you have skilled labor with you, yes, you are rest assured that everything will be done very perfect, in a very efficient manner, and a very effective way. Sorry. Then we have number 17. Which of the following is a source of equity finance? So what is equity finance? First of all, you have equity finance and you have debt finance. And in equity finance, it's more of like giving some part of your business in return. You look for a person, whether they are the people whom we call incubators, whether they are people whom we can call the venture capitalists, something like that, whom you'll be able to offer some part of your business in return for money, so that even if when the business does so well, it's not like a loan you have to pay, but rather this person is going to get some share of your business, and there'll be no need for you to keep on paying a loan because it's a loan that you paid. So when you take a loan and keep on paying the loan, that is not equity finance, that is debt financing. But when you get a person who will be willing to give you a certain percentage of money so that you can be able to fund and grow your business, and in return you give him or her a small percentage of share of the business, so that you don't have anything to do with paying a loan or interest, then that is what we call equity finance. So out of the 4 choices that we have there, letter B, which is venture capitalist or venture capital, becomes a source of equity finance. And the ones who give the venture capital are the ones whom we call venture capitalists. Yeah, so there are people who will give you a certain amount of money, which you can use it for business purposes, and then later on, when the business does so well, there's no need for you to pay this person, just a small percentage share of your business, and they are good to go. So that is number 17. And then number 18, which of the following factors influence a customer to buy a product? What can make a customer buy a product? What can make a customer not buy a product? Out of the 4 that we have here, brand name can really influence you to make a purchase or not. Why? Because brand name represents, when you talk about brand name, this is like an identity of a certain product within the market. So we have so many brands in the market, but there are those brands which are doing so well, there are those brands which are doing so poor. So if your brand is associated with doing so well, then that means most people will be convinced in buying that product. When they hear about that brand, they are just ready and willing to buy the product. But if your brand is not doing so well, people will not want to buy the products from that particular brand. So when they hear anything to do with that, they shy away and run away. So out of the 4 choices that we have, something that can make a customer to buy a product or not to buy a product is it can go in 2 ways. It can influence a customer to buy a product, as well as it can influence a customer not to buy, depending on what are people saying about the brand name. Is it having a good feature? Is it having a good word of mouth outside there or not? Those are some of the things that people have to consider. So one of the factors that can make a customer or influence a customer to buy a product is the brand name. So we can only buy from a brand that is good. But if the brand is not good, expect no one to buy, definitely. So that is what happens. And then we have number 19. Sorry for that. Which of the following is a distinguishing factor between a merger and an acquisition? Out of the 4, we go for choice A. Merger creates a new different identity. Merger and acquisition creates a new different identity. Remember, 2 different companies will join and form another one. So that is a distinguishing factor of the 2. And then have number 20, which is, which of the following statements explains the meaning of a market segment? So what is a market segment in simple words? Letter B gives us a statement that explains what a market segment is. Group of customers that share similar characteristics. Yes. In marketing terms, we say a market segment is a group of customers who have common needs. So if they have common needs, automatically they have similar characteristics. They share common products. They share common characteristics. So letter B explains what a market segment is. So that is it. Let's meet in our next session.